Hello, good morning. This is Trista with MommyUpgrade and Molly with MaggieMoo.com. We are both working.
That's a new term.
It has been a weekend, huh? I can't even talk. So we're both working moms in marketing, and we blog. I have a lifestyle blog called MommyUpgrade, obviously. And Molly's is MaggieMoo.com. But we both have kids, and we talk about juggling the whole work, life, craft, obsession struggle. The struggle is real.
Yeah, death by Pinterest.
That's right.
Exactly. Did I tell you I bought that URL?
You bought that?
Yeah, I own the URL Death by Pinterest.
Why don't you do anything with it? That's amazing.
I know, I've had it for a year because I'm killing myself with everything else that I ironically can't then promote Death by Pinterest because I'm out Pinteresting so much. I need to. I might just tag it to MaggieMoo.com. But yeah, I think that's hilarious because
why don't you change the name of MaggieMoo.com to Death by Pinterest and just mask and forward the MaggieMoo over?
Yeah, I could. Okay, hold on. I got to add that to my list of things to do.
In your paper planner? Remember we talked about planners.
I'm joking. I have a blank piece of paper in front of me. Yeah, no, I don't have a planner in front of me. No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so how was your weekend? Mine started yesterday at like 3:00.
Mine started on Tuesday when we had a snow day.
Oh.
And we sent the kids back Wednesday, and then went back. Yeah, I don't know what day it is. I really don't know what it is. So we just ran around as usual this weekend. Fun stuff. My house is an absolute disaster. The kids are out of school again today, of course, for celebration of Martin Luther King Day. But I have so much to do.
Yeah, my head is like swimming. It's supposed to be a day off, and I have so much work to do. And my house is a wreck, and my maids come at 12. And as soon as we're done with this, I'm like jetting out to go take care of a couple of things. So they're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. Do you clean before your maid comes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I pick up because then
everybody does.
I'm going to pick up. I pick up. We do. I don't clean unless it's really bad. Yeah. But no, I absolutely pick up. You got to pick up because they're there for their limited time. So I'm not going to have them, effectively waste time by picking up things to get to things, or they won't pick up things. And so then if there's a laundry basket on the floor, then they're not going to probably move that laundry basket. I mean, she's pretty good, but I shouldn't expect her to. For sure. Well, you say getting ready for today. I have someone coming at, it would be 12 my time. So in 2 hours. So I have an hour after this session to clean my entire house.
Yeah. So.
And I'll talk about that in a minute.
We're in the same boat. So.
As usual.
Okay. So where do you want to start? You want to start with crafts? You want to talk? Did you see Downton last night?
I can't. Because I keep forgetting to DVR it, and now I can't because I would be 2 episodes behind. So I have to wait for January 27th for it to have it be released through all of the episodes through Amazon.
Okay. Yeah. Can I just tell you that last night's episode was so good, I watched it twice in a row. Tears, crying, excited.
I don't want to watch that then.
No, it's good.
Not in touch with my emotion.
No, it's just a great episode. I was like, when I went back through and watched it again, I had my laptop out and I was like capturing quotes that were just hilarious from Violet and Edith, and it was good stuff. I won't give any spoilers, but it was a great episode. So.
Yeah, well, I watch mine on Amazon, and I have to write myself a note. Amazon, because I wanted to talk about something else. I have to watch. Yeah, I watched over Christmas. I watched all 5 episodes, seasons. I watched all 5 seasons.
You binge watched.
I just binge watched as usual, and I've got like 4 series of shows that I'm waiting for like the next episode. But from what I understand on Prime. I can rent it now, but it's not. Yeah, it's okay. But I can get all episodes at January 27th.
Yeah, I've got mine coming too. I'll just be checking out, going off grid. When my discs arrive, it'll be like, okay, see ya. I'll be back whenever I can finish this season up.
You ordered them on CD?
Ordered them on DVD, yeah.
Or DVD, yeah.
I have all of them.
We don't have DVD players.
Oh, yeah. Well, we do.
I got rid of them all. They're archaic.
Well,
I threw them out with a fax machine.
okay.
Amazon.
I don't have one of those.
You what?
I don't have one of those.
Okay, good. Okay, so Amazon, so unreliable source. My son AJ tells me that you can actually sign up for the Amazon. No, I don't know. Shoot, I don't remember what he called it. And I haven't had a chance to Google it. Amazon, where they drone, just same day delivery.
Yeah.
And he says it's available in my market, which is really unconfirmed.
I think they have it here too. We have same day delivery for sure. I've not seen a drone come to my house. If I knew a drone was coming to my house, I would be on my porch all day long just waiting. There's no way I would miss a drone delivery.
Seriously. I mean, we're a 2-drone family, so I would be fascinated by that. That would be amazing. But again, unconfirmed. So that's on my list to verify.
I'm like,
yeah, your spotlight's a little.
I'm like, ah!
You put lace on it or something, right?
It's like a little. It's so dark in here. Actually, that's okay.
It's too bright. I got 3 windows right in front of me.
If I just sit like this, maybe you can see me okay.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. It's a little
so
close.
Yeah. But speaking of fascinating technology, do you have Nest?
I was working with Reliant when we moved in this house, and they were doing a big promotion where
that's right. I forgot.
You could get a Nest with your service, but we're one utility service out here because we're way out on the lake, and the service areas don't go that far yet. I mean, we just now, since we moved in, they've got Verizon and AT&T. But when we moved in, it was your choice is AT&T or AT&T. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't affect whether or not you have Nest.
I know. Nest. My point being is when we built our house, and so when we were setting it up, we were going to do the Nest, but it wasn't with the service. So if I did the Nest separately, it would take away our home warranty for that aspect of the house. So we had to wait until the warranty that came with the builder ran out before we even looked at it. So we haven't gone back to look at it. But my friend Sabrina put one in. Well, her husband put one in.
Yeah.
He said it was super simple.
Yeah, it's easy to install. So I wasn't. And
he loves it. He was telling me about it.
Well, my brother Todd, and Todd, has it and is obsessed with it. And Dana, so they actually are really in tune with being efficient and efficiency and all that kind of stuff too. So, and geeky, techie Todd and Dana have it. So I think might have the first generation. So Nest, so I'll back up a little bit. Two major points. Nest is a thermostat. It's a self-learning thermostat, supposedly. You can do things that you can do with a lot of other thermostats. You can auto schedule and, create, ways and here and that kind of stuff. But what it also does is it supposedly starts to learn your behaviors. So if you can kind of train it the first, couple weeks of we're home, we're not home, we're down, make it warm, make it cold kind of stuff, then it starts to create those patterns for you. And then on top of that, it starts to identify areas that you can then improve your efficiency. So if you're constantly turning it down to 74, but 72 would make a big difference in your efficiencies, then it will start to make a recommendation. So it puts this little leaf on the thermostat and it says, hey, there's an opportunity for efficiency here. Or you can get a daily report and it says, hey, here's where you're at on your usage, but here's some areas of improvement, beyond obviously just always turning it down or up. But then it also has a remote control, so you can control the temperature in your home from anywhere from your smartphone or your laptop. Yes. So I'm way excited of having something techie in the house. That's just the core of my being. But I really need to do better on efficiencies. And so I did a little research, and the Nest partners with lots of different utility companies across the nation. So I found a program, except I thought I had it up, and they'll do is they're going to send someone today at noon who will actually go through my house and identify areas that are, energy deficient, basically. If there's a window that's not sealed properly and the air is getting out that way, they have a heat gun, so they go around and try to identify areas where air is, not, or is escaping, or heat is escaping. Huh?
They have a hairdryer.
A hairdryer?
You said the heat gun. Like I have visions of them walking around with your hairdryer.
Oh yeah, no, like heat sensitive gun. Or I think that's what it's called. It identifies the heat in the house. Yeah, I think it's called a heat gun. I don't know, something infrared. I don't know.
You mean like a heat map?
Huh?
Like they're gonna do a heat map?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they do that throughout the house, and then obviously coupled with the Nest. So by giving them the opportunity to help identify areas of improvement of efficiency in my house, they actually discount and install the Nest for free. So the 3rd generation Nest, and that's in my area. You can go on. Oh, I'll put the link in here. You can go on and see if what partners in your community are partnering with this program. Now I'm with Columbia Gas of Ohio, and so normally the Nest is $249. The 3rd generation Nest is $249, but they'll install it for $199 and give me this efficiency report. I'm sure that the group that comes in wants opportunities to sell other products. I don't know. I haven't gone through it yet, but it is partnered with my gas company. So
is it in addition to buying the Nest, or is the Nest free?
No. Okay, so the report is free, and the Nest is, however you want to look at it. The Nest, I will get the Nest and the report today for $199, and normally that particular generation of Nest is $249.
So the installation is free?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out. If it was installation plus cost.
Everything is $199 today. Now, the installation is pretty easy. I've actually installed my own thermostat in the past. I've not installed Nest, but I've installed, so that's not hard. But and I actually started looking into this because I need a new thermostat. It went out a week ago. So
how do you know if your thermostat goes out or if your heater goes out?
Yeah, you call a HVAC guy and they come and tell you. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm a very, very, very trusted HVAC guy. Jeremy comes and he said, just, go get a thermostat. You're totally fine. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because our house is older and
the heater would be more expensive.
Yes, it really is. So I'm really excited to have this energy report, although it's just another to-do list for me because I already know areas, like I have a broken window the guy's coming to fix next week. So pretty sure air is gaping through this broken window.
Got duct tape on it.
Well, it's double pane, so it's probably just not as efficient. It's not like snow's coming in, but it's broken. So that's next week. But you can't get a glass guy to come for 3 weeks in this area. I don't know why. People
Really?
breaking glasses all over. I called like 4 different recommended glass repair people, and they're very, very busy. It must be a booming industry right now.
Okay. Well, that's good. You're checking off some stuff off your list.
I know. I'm excited because I love doing stuff from my phone. I can change the channels and the temperature.
So my biggest struggle is I'm married to a husband who thinks that the more technology you have, the more opportunities for things to break, which is so opposite of me. I'm like, I want everything through here. I just want everything through here. And he's like when we put in the pool, he wouldn't do any of the remotes on our phone because he said more opportunity for things to break. He would rather go and flip a switch. And I'm like, well, then you're going to be going and flipping the switch because this is the only switch I flip. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't get it. Why wouldn't you want to make it easier?
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a little old school, but it's all right.
So, did you do any craft projects this weekend? Our craft exchange is coming up.
I know. I'm totally unprepared for craft exchange, but
so we've got a couple viewers. So let me explain what our. Oh no, we don't. I was going to explain what our craft exchange was. So our craft exchange is basically, it's a group of women that are all over the country, and we. Each 3 times a year, we create a Pinterest project or whatever. Usually it's themed. We have a theme each time. And we put together a craft project enough for everybody in our group. And we don't tell anybody what we're making. And so we have what we call Craftmas, where it's the big reveal. And so we exchange our handmade gifts at that time. And then we talk about how we put it together. So it's a complete craft nerding group. Hey, thanks for the hands. So anyway, we have that coming up. Our mail date is in like a week. You know that, right?
Oh, no, I did not know that.
You're completely distracted. What are you doing?
I was adding our newest Carlton to my subscribe list.
Oh, cool.
I was subscribing to Carlton.
Yeah, so do you know what you're doing? Like, I know what I'm doing, but I have all the pieces, but I haven't had a chance to do it yet because did I mention that my weekend didn't start until about 3 o'clock yesterday? Yeah. So I haven't had a chance to do anything, and today's full throttle.
No, as usual, it is snuck up on me because there's not enough time in between projects.
Yeah. So, well, that'll be all right.
I've got a few ideas. Of course, as usual, some of my ideas are more ambitious than others, and I hope to find a happy medium because I don't like to do something not challenging, and yet I do get in trouble waiting to the last minute and trying to do something too challenging. So,
okay, so I wanted to show you my two things I wanted to show you. One, since we're talking about projects and projects we haven't done, I found these new craft. It's not really a kit. Are you into watercolors?
A little bit.
Okay, so you know how the lettering with the watercoloring underneath is real hot right now? People are doing it's like a resurgence of cards and paper crafts and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, I found these at Joann. Can you see what they are?
Mm-hmm.
So they're cardboard boxes that have embossed gold on it, but then there's also, you can't see it, but there's areas that the paint won't stick to underneath it.
Oh, uh-huh.
And so you can paint them however you like.
Mm-hmm.
Do like a little, here's a better picture.
Cute. Are you doing that for exchange?
No. I should, right? That'd be awfully easy. No, I got some for the cupcake to do and some for me to do. I thought it would just be a fun little thing. When I got these, they were 40% off, I think. But there's 2 in this package and there's 1 in this package. They weren't very expensive. But anyway, I thought these were kind of fun to try. So
those are cute.
We'll do they had a whole bunch of them, so we'll do those, and then I'll show them on Thursday. Cool. And then here, let me tweet real quick. Have you done any craft projects this weekend?
No, but I bought some craft supplies I needed, so I have a few things that I wanted to do. It's funny, I made a bunch of ornaments for Christmas. I don't have any nearby me, but I didn't make any for our family, so I need to make our own Christmas ornament. Trying to run it up to the attic with the other stuff. I didn't make one for myself this year.
Well, if you're like me, all of your Christmas stuff is still piled up on your dining room table. So I have plenty of time to add.
I did sort of just completely fib there because it's not quite up to the attic yet, but it's close.
I'm so glad to know that. We were delivering Girl Scout cookies yesterday, and you kind of, when you're delivering Girl Scout cookies, people aren't expecting you to come. So it's actually real life, when they open the door and say, well, come on in while I get you some money. And we walked into a house that I've been into before, but only for bunco. I mean, and your jaw would drop when you walk in, for bunco. But I walked in yesterday and it wasn't a mess by any means, by no stretch of the imagination. But they had Christmas stuff lined up on their dining room table. And I was like, oh, finally, I don't feel like such a loser because I'm still trying to put mine away.
My true goal is by February 1st, basically, to have it put back away. But I think all the lights are down, though. I have to look out the window. I'm pretty sure all of our lights are down.
Well, our tree has been up so long that it's now starting to lose sections of lights again. Remember, we put ours up and we didn't put ornaments on it for weeks because we were having like a Mexican standoff about what we were going to do about the lights. And so Hammond finally went in and snipped off all the lights that didn't work. Well, now we've got 2 new sections where the lights are not working. So I don't know if he's going to take it down. Snip all those out before we take it down. I don't know. So that's going to be an issue. But did you see lively debate makes weighted blankets for children on the autism spectrum?
I didn't want to be too distracted, but I wanted to look at it later for sure.
Do you have a link that you can put in the comments?
I'd
love to hear about that.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Redbarnblankets.com. Let's see.
Now, I do want to kind of share my the internet safety lessons we learned too when we get to that.
Hold on. Let me wrap up the craft thing. Because last week we were talking about watercolor mugs.
Oh, yeah.
And you thought that they sounded ugly?
I don't know that I said they sounded ugly. I think I specifically said that they would be easier to do with alcohol paints than nail polish, which I think is a death by Pinterest.
It is death by Pinterest, for sure. But no, so did I show them to you before? Did I show them to you last week? I have the worst memory. I can't remember.
I can imagine what they look like.
So here's one.
No, I did not see those.
You did not see this? Okay, so I thought I would be like super smart and do a vinyl sticker on it and then put, do the nail polish dip.
Is that nail polish or that alcohol?
This is nail polish.
Those are hideous.
And then you got to say you like this one because my daughter did it. You can say anything bad about mine, but you have to say you love hers. Because she will be watching this one day and she'll say, Aunt Molly thought that my mug was ugly.
Oh, those are very pretty.
Uh-huh. So it didn't go so well on the back. But I've been on this quest because when you dip these, I mean, look at the bottom. Like the bottom is nicer than the sides. And so when I did them, I was like, well, I'm not so crazy.
Did you dip them in like this way or like this way? Because it looks like there's nothing on the handle and...
I did it this way.
Yeah.
And so when you watch the videos and stuff, like so many of them just do it like from here to the side,
right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Which I thought would be kind of weird just to have like the sideway thing. So I wanted to have it like more up along here.
Right.
So we dipped them in case you're just joining and you're wondering what I am talking about. So this is a technique, is called watercolor mugs, but it's really, you take a big bin of water and we just went to the dollar store and got like a plastic bin that was about this big and about this tall because you have to have it enough to deep. You fill it with water and then you dribble nail polish on the surface. And so when you dip the mug into it and pull it back out, the nail polish will stick to it in kind of this marbled effect. So it's kind of fun to do. I don't know.
Lively debate is sucking up.
Yay, thank you. You're my favorite person. Wait, let me go follow you right this very second. Following. I'm so easy to bribe. Anyway, so it was a fun thing to do. My daughter is 7.5. So she thought it was great, but we were both looking at it going, I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to look. But then what we found out is when we were pulling them out, because we were trying to get it so far on here, it went all on the inside. And I was like, well, none of the YouTube videos talk about, you know, the nail polish going on the inside, or what about around the top? I mean, you can't be drinking on the nail polish because it would come off, you would think, right? And of course you have to hand wash it. So, you know, then I'm like, well, we have to seal it. And the only thing we had in our garage was like spray polyurethane. I'm like, that cannot be food safe. I'm not going to spray my mugs with food safe.
Worse and worse.
I know. And I'm like, what's the point in this craft? But we only spent $1 on the mugs and then $1 on the bin. So right now I'm $3 into this project because we've got nail polish coming out our ears, and this was a great way to use some of it up. But I'm like, that's great. We can't use it. So then I took nail polish remover and took it off all the inside and the edges, and then kind of cleaned out the inside. I'm like, all right, so far it's okay. But, and so she's like, well, we can drink out of it right there.
It's like those
be a better way. Yeah. I'm like, there's got to be a better way.
Oh, so, yeah. Lively Debate has an absolute suggestion. Did you just see that? Says
that is a great idea.
Crisco, or I bet like Vaseline or something.
I didn't even think about that. That is genius. Well, what I did was I took off the nail polish off of all that area. But then I found this, which was not easy to find. I have been cruising around to all of the craft stores. But there's a dishwasher safe Mod Podge.
Really? I'll tell you what, Mod Podge has like so many variations.
I had no idea that this even existed. I did a search on dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and this came up, and it was like, oh.
Lively doesn't know what Mod Podge is.
Oh, Mod Podge is, well, they call it a water-based sealer, glue, and finish.
Yeah, it's like decoupage. They use it for decoupage.
I use it for glue. I use it for glitter. How do you use it? Like when I'm glittering something, instead of using glitter glue, which I've used the Martha Stewart glitter glue, and it dries out and gets all lumpy, and then it won't spread out. So I'll use Mod Podge and put it down, and then put my glitter on top, and then I spray it with poly. That's how I do glitter.
You know, I've got a couple different kinds. I mean, we have that Martha Stewart stuff. I mean, I just use it for decoupage. I don't use it for anything other than that. You know, if you're making a cute, like I have a ton of tiles laying around where you can take a picture and you can seal it. I guess that's about it. You know, decoupage and sealing a picture, I guess. I haven't really used it for anything else. I did have fun using the Martha Stewart, like, color decoupage stuff. That was interesting. You know, it becomes translucent.
We did some reviews on the Martha Stewart has what, 3, 4. Well, the tinted that we used, we had violet and
teal.
Well, it was more like a wasn't it like a aqua? Yeah, and then there was an antique, which was kind of a brown.
Oh yeah, like the brown. I was gonna say I don't remember. I think I used all of mine, so I don't have any left.
Yeah, so that was one of our craft exchange challenges. One time, everybody got the Martha Stewart tinted decoupage, and they had to make something with it.
So you used the decoupage to seal the thing, and now that supposedly is dishwasher safe?
That's what it says.
I don't believe it.
I'm going to try it. So it says top rack dishwasher safe, non-toxic, dries hard, no tack, roll bottle untable to mix. I guess you can't go like this.
What?
Put bubbles in it, right? Apply with soft bristle brush for glass, ceramic, or metal. Clean surface with rubbing alcohol. Apply finish to surface and back of design element. While wet, place design onto surface. Dry 1 to 2 hours and add 2 to 3 coats, allowing 1 to 2 hours to dry between coats. Cures in 28 days.
That's kind of hard to explain to a 7-year-old. Yeah, you can't use that for like a month.
Clean up while wet with soap and water. So this Valentine mug will be ready around Easter.
It's good. Good planning. No,
hey, you can put it in the dishwasher. I'm going to try it. We'll see. But I guess I can't really try it in the dishwasher for 28 days. But
No, those are pretty. Those are cool.
You're lying.
Maybe it's a little bit. No, they're not bad. They're not bad. That's good. That's good stuff.
All right, so let's move on to some kid topics. I saw on the news this morning, there's all kinds of hullabaloo about the Oscars.
Oh, really? Why?
How racial they are.
Really?
We're not going to go there. But what I did want to share with you, which I thought was really kind of cool. Okay, here it is. I got to pull up the email. I blog, so I get different media alerts and that kind of thing when they want me to promote something. So next weekend here in Dallas is the USA Film Festival, and they're having the annual Kids Film Festival. And let me get down here. So there's 1, 2, 3, at least 4, 5 different films, 6. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure how many. But one of them is a tribute to actor, author Taye Diggs and illustrator Shane Evans. And it includes a read-along presentation of Diggs' new book, Mixed Me, with illustrations by Evans. You get free copies, and following the readings, Taye Diggs and Evans will sign books for the audience. That's pretty cool.
That's a fun activity.
Yeah. There's another one called Sing Along with Lisa Loeb. And it's a tribute to singer-songwriter Lisa Loeb, which is probably more our generation than... Anyway, because remember when she was like pop?
It was so funny.
Anyway, so she's got a sing-along performance featuring past favorites from her children's releases and selections from her new CD of classic nursery rhymes. And there's going to be free copies of the Nursery Rhyme Parade distributed at the show while supplies last. And then there's a couple others that I'm not as familiar with. One of the books is called A Screening of a Film That Was Adapted for the Screen. That I guess the book is I'm Dirty, I Stink, I'm Fast, and I'm Brave.
Huh.
Those might be 4 books. Followed by a reading to the audience of their new book, I'm Cool. So yeah, that must be like 5 different books. And then there's one more here that they've got a little information on. A sneak preview of the new live-action feature film, The Great Gilly Hopkins, starring Julia Stiles, Kathy Bates, Glenn Close, Billy Magnuson, Octavia Spencer, Bill Cobbs, and Stephanie Nalise. I'm sure I said that wrong. I'm sorry. As Gilly Hopkins. So they're going to do an onstage Q&A with the screenwriters following the screening. So that's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Those are good activities. That's,
I mean, something different.
Culture.
Yeah, a little bit of culture for the kids. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about what you have been challenged with here as of late, which I don't have as much of the issue with, so you have to pave the way for me.
Well, yeah. But
what do we call this so I can
This is going to be online safety, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
Because even though yours is 7, she's using technology. And I will back up and say my kids have had phones and stuff since they were 5, really, really young. And I kind of got blasted for that a long time ago because, they're too young for phones. We didn't have phones when we were 5, and, we didn't have, such extravagant toys. And I really took a different perspective, and I'm constantly trying to defend that by saying that these tools that we have are going to be their primary tool in life. It is going to be how they pay for things. It's going to be how they research things, learn things, communicate. It is, I told you about that little Facebook joke, like when we were in school, the teacher said, you're not going to have a calculator with you at all times. And yeah, 2016 we do.
Yeah.
And so I
think
wanted.
I prescribe to the same theory that they're going to use it, stay ahead of it, and teach them good digital citizenship.
For sure.
And like you, I'm somewhat like-minded because my 7-year-old has a blog and an Instagram account.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't post anything to either one of them without me knowing and sitting there and helping her, partly because she doesn't type really well. But again, you and I both sort of embrace it and say, well, let's figure this out. I would much rather know what she's doing than have her hiding in her room doing it.
The alternative is say, okay, my daughter's Megan, you can't have a phone until you're 16. And then I hand her a phone and don't prepare her for the things that are going to come with the responsibility of having a phone. It's not a phone. It is so much more.
Yeah.
They don't even use it as a phone. They don't call people. So this tool that we're going to prepare our kids with is not something you just say, oh, you get to have it when you're 16. This is an item that's going to, and the same thing is if you can start to master kind of the technology of the things we don't think of, swiping or apps or download. I mean, those are tools that they're going to use in school. Those are things they're going to be communicating. I also looked at it early on with my son in particular, because really early on, they were so enthusiastic about texting that it made them use their words and writing much earlier. And I think that's sort of taken for granted because whenever I texted them when they were, younger, or just playing around, I wouldn't let them do abbreviations. They had to do the actual words. And so it made my son, who's a reluctant student, use words in communication much sooner and much more than he would have normally. I don't know. Anyways.
Absolutely. My 7-year-old, a year ago, she wanted to start texting us. We're all on the same iCloud, yeah. So she can text us back and forth while we're sitting.
Well, and we're in the same house, too.
Yeah, exactly. But she had to think about how to spell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm. For sure. Good. Yeah. So, but along with that is, as a parent, is the responsibility of teaching them how to manage these tools. And unfortunately, because our world is changing so fast, I have become the parent, like my mom. Like my mom didn't have much, she was not totally in tune with the things that I was dealing with at my age. So I need to educate myself on the dangers, not just the obvious dangers, but how they are expressing themselves over technology, how they're sharing so much on technology. And so I just felt like I needed to make sure that I knew what and how to respond. So over the weekend, so I guess I'll back up to this one particular scenario. Should I jump into that?
Yeah.
So, okay, my daughter
I see you want to jump in. I'm going to let her finish her story, and then I'll open it up, okay?
Yeah. So, and great comment, too. But so I have, so my 11-year-old daughter, she has, girls. This is very different than my 12-year-old son. So girls text, they're constantly texting in group text. They're constantly communicating group-wise. And I have one particular tool that I've used for a while, and it's called teensafe.com. I wanted to make sure it was a .com and not, I think it is teensafe.com. So teensafe.com gives me the ability, and it's $15 a month. It gives me the ability to monitor all the text. It is .com. All the text that goes through her phone. It gives me the ability to monitor all the texts that are deleted. And I can also monitor Instagram and I think those are the three main pieces. It does have some shortcomings. It does have some things that you can't always get. It connects with your iCloud, so you have to have their iCloud username and password. And at this stage, of course, they would not probably have their own, or you at least have to have their password. And so you can monitor that. What it doesn't do is it doesn't give you access to the Snapchats, to the WhatsApp, to the, all the other 10 other chatting programs. So you're going to have to kind of take some of the responsibility to monitor those as well. But something came up out of her text, and so I wanted to look into it further. It was an incredibly long text. Like when I screenshot this text, it was 8 screenshots. And which, not totally, and it was a long message from a girl. I'll make up a name, Jenny, that just loves Megan. I love you. You're my best friend. You know, all normal 11-year-old girl stuff. I think you're so pretty. You're so smart. You do all this stuff. So I wouldn't have to do without you. And so we and Megan's message back was, oh yeah, you're great. Yeah, I love you too. So the issue that kind of sparked in my mind is that it was not just that it was unusually long. There was a couple little things in it that said, she wasn't feeling well, or that she's sick, or she has to get blood work. So I was like, oh gosh, I'm concerned. Is this a girl in Megan's class that's, you know, sick? I not really heard of this friend before. So I asked Megan, I said, who is this friend? Who is this friend of yours? I'm concerned. Sounds like she's battling an illness. And she said, oh, that's Jenny. And I said, oh, how do you know Jenny? Oh, she's in my group chat. She's in my friend, you know, she's with one of my friends. Oh, okay. Is Jenny in your class? No, Jenny's not in my class. Did Jenny go to your school? Yeah, I think she went to my school at one point, but she goes to another school now. So I'm having a hard time connecting with who this particular Jenny is. Well, how did you meet Jenny? Well, she's she's my friend's friend, and she's in this group text. So we text all the time. We chat all the time. I'm like, whoa, you know, that's an issue. We don't know who this person is. And I wouldn't have thought anything of it because it looks so innocent, but that's absolutely the path of scary things. So I
don't even know. I mean, at this point, you don't know if it actually is a girl.
For sure. I didn't know if it was a girl. I didn't know if it was a girl who was sick. You know, I was also kind of concerned because she was, you know, making references to being in a lot of pain, and then other kind of references like, I don't know what I would do without you.
Little clingy. Little warning signs.
A what?
Some warning signs there.
Red flags, for sure. So we have a group of moms. You know, I texted my friend, and I said, hey, do you know who Jenny is? She's like, yeah. Or she said, no, I don't know Jenny. And she said, well, let me ask my daughter if she knows Jenny. So she asked, and she told me later that she asked, and said, hey, do you know this girl? She's like, oh, yeah, I think she used to go to our school. So, like, there was a couple little different people who were, like, not sure who this person was, hadn't really met this person, assumed she, and then the kids were saying, oh, I think she was at a pool party once, or I think she's someone's cousin, or I think she's like, now I'm really flipped out. Because Megan is now at the age where she said, you know, if I want to go to the movies with someone, you know, I would say, okay, who is this person? You know, let me go meet their parents, you know, like that kind of stuff. But clearly there was an opportunity that someone has come in. So in the meantime, I did some research. I found a website, which I'm going to talk about in a second, which I thought was great. And then we ultimately did find out that this girl is an actual girl. But there's some issues with this particular person that she tends to she may not be sick, and she may not be totally honest, and she may be kind of the person who will threaten to kill herself if she's not received in the same way that she's putting herself out there. So
and we all as adults have friends like that, right? But when you're 11, you don't know how to deal with that.
For sure not. And so there's a little bit more information that we need to or a little bit more learning. So what it did is it obviously gave me opportunity, because I wouldn't have thought anything of seeing a text from Jenny. I don't know all 35 kids that are in Megan's class. I certainly don't know the other 35 or the other class. I don't know who's on a recess. So you just have to sort of recognize that this could have headed down a really scary path. And now I really need to kind of, you know, educate Megan to show her that, you know, you not only can you not just trust that, you know, Jenny is a person, you cannot trust that it's actually Jenny. it could be Jenny's dad. It could be Jenny's cousin, brother, uncle, stuff. I mean, any other person out there. And so those are tough things for 11-year-old to get. They what?
Be Jenny's mom's boyfriend. I mean, you don't know.
Absolutely don't know. So part of then is that, hey, I need to get back onto, making sure that the next bit of conversation I have with Megan and my other kids about internet safety. So I came across this website and it is phenomenal. I found it because it has a mask URL that I found it under idthecreep.com.
Oh, okay. I'm going to open it up for Carlton to join it.
Oh yeah, jump in, and I'll put this other link in here.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Okay.
There you go. He's like, "What? Wait, I'm on."
Wait, what is that show with the fence?
I know, Wilson.
Yes, that's exactly. It's Tool Time. Wilson. Can wave over the fence. There you go.
Hey, Wilson. Wilson always gave good input. So.
It's a good icebreaker.
That is great.
That's good stuff. Okay, well, go on. Tell us about the website you found.
Okay, so nsteens.org has exceptional, in my opinion, videos, games, quizzes, and actual snippets for learning about the different areas of responsibility being online. It has information about like little videos called information travels. So it's a kid's scenario on how if you put something out there, how it will travel to, the ends of the earth of whatever, good or bad information is going to get out there. You can't retract it. It has little snippets of videos on meeting people offline. Like, oh, you're in this gaming situation, and they say, let's go meet at the park or something. And it's not as blatant as that, but that's, meeting offline and the appropriateness of that. Friend or Fake is another video. And I'm trying to think of what else. I wrote a few things down.
Fantastic. What age do you think that they are appropriate for?
These are not, there's a window, and my kids are exactly in that window. Is 7 too young for something? Probably not. But it probably won't make a connection real quick because she hasn't experienced that stuff. But there's
online gaming.
What's that?
She's not doing like online gaming or anything like that yet.
Right. And she's not texting her friends too much yet. But there's definitely she has an Instagram account. So she's learning about this platform. And so there's a game on there that says, post or not post. And it looks really innocent, and it has a picture of a girl for her profile picture and the same picture of her in a picture with her school label on it. And it's post or not post. Okay, this is a not post. You shouldn't post your school information. That's dangerous. They wouldn't think anything of it. It's school. Their world is in this mile radius. And so there's other games that they can play that maybe I'm trying to think of her age, but I know, I'm trying to look at these games. It's literally silly games, but it starts to put some words in their head too. Cyber bullies attack. It's like a silly little game where they're, it's attacking thing, but it starts to put that word in their head. Like, what does that mean? And what happens with, the dangers of people and not posting something mean and understanding how it could hurt someone. So I think it is appropriate enough for, around a 7, and it could go up to 15, 16, they start to get a little cynical. I don't know if they would sit down and play this game, but these are absolute like live video, meaning like people, and then there's cartoon videos.
Yeah.
So they're going to connect with different things. And they were so poignant. They were so not cheesy, not the, remember the videos we watched?
Overacted, trying too hard.
Yeah, the after school. What are those after school videos where it's like, Johnny's being mean to Adam? I don't know. These are much more, I thought, relevant. Now, maybe my kids will disagree. We haven't sat down with them. I plan on it today. There's real life stories. Anyways, so this particular, okay, so here's another cool thing for Girl Scout Leader too, by the way, is this particular site is paid for by, or sponsored, I guess, by Sprint. I wrote down here the Sprint, Safer, I don't know who it was. I thought I did. Anyways, the National, safety for, what is it, child and exploited children organization, but it provides learning materials. So if you had a Girl Scout meeting and you wanted to interject one of these tiny quick lessons, they will provide all the learning materials. They have activities, printouts, lesson plans, syllabus, whatever.
I would totally do that. We could build that around that, but also keep it going. You know, my daughter goes to a STEM school, and so STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. For warning, watching her not familiar with it. So they have a heavy emphasis on all of
technology.
And I believe, she's in second grade, and I believe that they're even talking about texting right now. I mean, they're like trying to put together some sort of guidebook or something for texting. And, most of these kids, I don't even think they have phones. They have phones, but they don't have them with service. It's not uncommon to have a phone, just not have it able to do anything other than an emergency call, So, I mean, she's had that since she was, in the crib, because we use it as an iPod. First we had an iPod, and then we have a trickle down effect for the phone. So she's always had one. She schools us on when we're supposed to swipe everything out. And
I just do that. But there's other little videos on there too about like I remember one's called Broken Friendship, and it was literally these two girls were best friends, and so she gave the other one her password to her phone, and then that friend got mad, and so she did something mean, and so it was like, you cannot give your passwords out. There you go. So there's other things in this stuff about just and it's also like how you handle this friend, now becoming friends with this friend. So there's other stuff, but I wanted to say this organization correctly. It's the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Yeah. And NetSmart's program, and Sprint is a site that puts this nsteens.com on. And
who was it before Sprint? What did you say?
What
would you say before Sprint? Who named the companies again?
The three people that put this together are Sprint, NetSmart's program, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And it's called nsteens.org. And I had searched for a few things, and it also goes under idthecreep.com.
Can I chime in for a second?
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm done.
No, great. No, that's not to worry. I'm 10 times worse than that. I'll get on a soapbox. I'll never stop. Is it Molly?
Yeah.
Molly. First, I just want to comment. I want to say, just kudos. I think you're doing an excellent job in approaching this whole technology thing and your kids exactly the way I wish everybody in the world would approach it. I think one of the things that people maybe don't realize, I'm an old fart, right? I've been around way before, right? I mean, my version of phone hell was I didn't like, people that had 9s in their number because my finger would slip out of the dial every time I would try and call them, and I had to do it over again. But I think part of the problem is that in my generation, and certainly, my father's generation, kids had a time where they could be innocent. They had a time where they did not have to participate in the adult world, right? If you wanted to have a conversation between adults, you sent them outside to play, and then you had your conversation, and then they came back in the house or whatever it was. And I think with technology, and I'm not saying that technology is a bad thing, but I think it's definitely changed that game. So children now are immediately thrust into an adult world, potentially, as soon as they get their hands on technology. And I know parents went through a period where, where they thought, well, I'll put a filter on my computer and that'll protect them from going to bad websites. But clearly, I mean, that really is only a partial solution. It's not really even a good one, because kids go to school and they're going to look at somebody else's phone. So what good is it? What good is it that you have it on your phone, right? And the kids are going to share. So I think you're handling it right. I think the only way to handle this, besides locking the kids in the basement and never letting them go out, is which I had 3 kids, and from time to time that was an option. But I think the right way is to educate them in terms of what is the best way, what is the appropriate way to deal with this technology? What are the things that you should watch out for? And if you see it, you need to be able to come to an adult. You need to come to your mom. You need to come to your dad. You need to be able to go to your teacher and say, I just got this. What do I do with this? And trust them to help you handle it correctly. To try and get them to stay away from every possible website and social media service that's out there is a futile effort. And I think it just distances parents from their kids. Now the kids think that mom doesn't trust me, so now they're going to hide stuff, and just, it becomes worse and worse. So I think I just really was amazed at kind of the way you were talking, Molly, and the things that you were doing. I think those are absolutely ideal. And I think that's the only thing we really can do for our kids now. This is part of their generation, as you pointed out. These are the tools that they are going to need for the rest of their life. I didn't grow up with them. So for me, they're sort of, well, if I don't have my cell phone, I really don't care, because I really don't want anybody bothering me when I'm outside anyway. But for kids, it was like, what was that? Zoolander. Remember Zoolander? I don't know if you saw the movie. That's what it was like. He had that little tiny cell phone, and he was like lost, devastated if this wasn't with him everywhere. Kids are like that. So I think the best thing that we can do is teach them how to use the tools appropriately.
We're like that, right? I mean, we've become an age where we always have our phone. I mean, it's not unusual for her to come trotting after me and be like, Mommy, you forgot your phone. I'm like, it's okay. I can be away from it for a couple of hours. I'll survive. But, they model our behavior. They see that we have it all the time, and we're always, I mean, as working moms, that's how we're able to allow them to have their sports and to take, spend 2 afternoons a week at ballet, because I can sit there and I can work on my phone. So that's what she sees me do all the time, is I'm always on my phone. No, I'm not always cruising around on websites and chatting with strangers in some game room. But she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that I'm in Dropbox or, that. So, I kudos to Molly. I mean, I do think it's all about communication. And
no, it is. But I don't know that it's kudos. I just figure if this is what we got to do, like you said, we got to stay in front of it.
Oh, and totally.
I mean, we can get a whole other conversation on teens, because I was just sitting here thinking, I've said this on my mind to some friends the other day. Was there anything your mom, now Tristan and I grew up together, so we know each other since 7th grade. Was there anything that your mom could have told you or done or said, I guess more said, that would prevented you from making some of the choices we made as normal teenagers?
Oh gosh. Probably not.
Right. So I know there's no way. I mean, answer that truthfully.
What's that?
I don't want to answer that truthfully.
There's nothing there's no magic thing. There's no lesson. Right. We were raised normal household, we were educated. Our parents are educated, highly educated, really. And they were involved. My mom was a teacher in my school, knew everyone. There's nothing she could have said to me, because I was like, and she was involved in our life, that would have prevented me from not experiencing some of the things I experienced. Or
that was a very nice way to say that.
So I have to remember that. I can talk to my kids till they're blue in the face. I can do these videos, but at a certain point, I'm literally just going to have to be that helicopter mom and follow them around until they're smart enough to know
that you've prepared them.
But to some extent, right? But it sounds like you have it sounds like you have a really good relationship with your daughter, and I think that's the core of it. If she feels, I mean, she's gonna, like every teen, she's gonna go through a period. But as long as that foundation is there, then she knows where to go. She knows how to get back home. She knows how to ask you when there is a problem. I think part of this is like, right, again, my generation is, and I feel old when I say that, but anyway, my world, you were talking about that girl with the long email earlier. My world was the kids I went to school with and the kids that lived on my street, right? We played baseball together. We went and did things together. We went to the movies. We hung out. There was no way for anybody outside of that to really get into my life. I mean, nobody was going to drive from Kansas to Connecticut to come talk to me.
True. And now
that's a good point.
If someone moved from your school, you're like, okay, you're never going to see them again.
I'm never going to see them again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's not the case
and
at all now.
The whole world is open up. I want to put a link here because I think you will appreciate this. This is a guy. He is an attorney. He actually was California Attorney of the Year, and he specializes in helping parents with online social media problems legally. And he actually provides legal forms and things that you can do if there is a problem that occurs online. It's called Streaming Lawyer. And he's brilliant. He's been on Blab several times. And as an example, we had a woman here and she had a stalker, and it wasn't your typical stalker that just, is an annoyance. This guy was making death threats and threatening her children and doing all kinds of things on Blab. And she kept communicating to Blab, and Blab's like, well, there's not really anything we can do. And the lawyer guy, he says, well, actually there is, but you're doing it the wrong way. He said, you can ask Blab or any social media till you're blue in the face, but until you send them a cease and desist letter, they're under any legal obligation to act. And then he provides all these forms online and tells you exactly what to do. He gives addresses for all the social media headquarters, who to send these things to. You can do them yourself. So a very, very good resource to add, especially for parents that have kids online when something does go south or when something is of concern, how you can actually get it addressed.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I'm going to check that out.
No problem.
Yeah, I bookmarked it.
Yes.
And that's the thing, as this generation is different than ours, we all have to share these tools because we have to educate ourselves. This is not going to be the way we grew up. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's got to be hard though, with kids, especially mine are grown and gone, but I would imagine there's a fine line there to walk in that you want to protect your children, but you also don't want to turn your children into paranoid, people that are afraid to talk to anybody and think that everybody that they see is a mean, bad person. And I think that that's kind of the impression that we can give sometimes, in the same way that media for adults sort of makes us think, anybody that wears a headscarf is a terrorist, and anybody that, so again, that's a real challenge. Molly, I sense that you should be heading up an organization of your own. I think you should get all the parents together in the world and educate them. But
I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what, it really kind of shook me this weekend when I realized that this scenario could have gone in any different direction. And, as much as I say I'm on top of it.
I'm curious, if you don't want to talk online, that's fine. But I am curious, how did that situation end was it Jennifer with the long email?
Okay. Well, she is a real person. We just figured out that someone has actually seen her, but another parent has just identified some concerns that they have with this girl. So it's not a done situation in my mind. It's not a situation like, okay, cool, she's real, she's a girl, she just is very affectionate. Then some things that have come up out of her text about, killing herself. So this other mom had already didn't have much success talking to that girl's parents about some concerns. So Gotcha. My conversations with Megan will continue on with boundaries with your friends. And if they say things that are like this, we need to get involved. And so we have to kind of keep up on that.
Wow. Excellent. Okay. Well, I'm gonna bow out. I didn't mean to hijack the conversation.
Great feedback, great tools. I think we need to kind of keep talking about these things, though. I think this is.
I think it needs to be something that we continue the conversation with. I mean, we try to blab twice a week, but we both have kids, and it is Mommy Upgrade Live, so we're talking about a wide range of things. But this is the topic that everybody needs to stay on top of. I mean,
we're just as a thought here. I'm just kind of throwing this out without really thinking about it too much. But we're building a new website, my wife and I, for the weighted blankets for the kids with autism, and I don't think it would be inappropriate to maybe add a page or a section there where maybe if we get together, we could list references for parents since it is primarily about children. Just, maybe no commentary, but simply a list of organizations and services and software and apps that are available if you're concerned about your child's safety in social media. Maybe we should get together and try and put together a list like that and put it up there somewhere so people can have all of these links all in one place.
I think we definitely should collaborate on that. I've been taking notes as we've been talking because I want to add that to my own website and have that as a resource that's there all the time, and just thinking a little bit ahead. We were talking about the strangers and how things could go bad, and I couldn't help but think of a friend of mine who has written a book on her book is called Unbreak My Heart. And basically her children were abducted when they were around the age of mine and younger. But they were abducted by her husband.
Yeah.
And just disappeared. And so she's definitely on this quest to help parents, who are having abduction issues and just the whole thing. I mean, there's so many directions that we could take it in for resources.
I agree. I put my email there because we're pretty much the only people in the room. So by all means, feel free to drop me a line and we can keep in touch.
Yeah. Great.
I will put together all the stuff that I've got and I'll send it to you too. So
great.
Thank you.
Anyway, excellent conversation. We need to have more of these.
I'm so glad that you came in. I hope maybe you'll join us in the future. Like I said, we try to do this every Monday and Thursday.
Okay.
At this time. So
I did. All I had for Martin Luther King Day was my tie-dye shirt. I don't. I think he would be proud, right?
Kudos to you.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. I gotta get to work. So you guys have a really wonderful day.
Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I'm bookmarking that resource. That is great. Good stuff.
That's some good stuff.
Well, it's 11:08. We're way
past time and
over. I've got my nest appointment coming in, and my house is a mess.
And we were talking about how much we had to do, and then, but that was so engaging. I love those resources.
We're onto something. Well, not onto something. I mean, I think there's like me. There's lots of people out there that need some more resources on navigating this whole new world, and we got to do it right, and we got to do it together.
And we got to learn from each other, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right, well, that's a wrap for Mommy Upgrade Live this week. Join us again on Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel, right?
Yep.
9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. I guess that's 7 a.m. Pacific.
I can't do math.
I think I nailed it there. So, anyway, subscribe to us so that you don't miss it. We'll always have the repeats, and then we'll also post it to my YouTube channel as well. So if you miss out on the live presentation, you can either catch it on Blab or you can catch it on YouTube, or I try to also keep a link on my website, Mommy Upgrade Live, up in the corner with the latest episodes. So thanks so much for joining. I'm sorry, Vanessa, we're just wrapping up, but go ahead and subscribe to us so that you know that you'll hit us next time, and check out the replay because we had some good stuff about keeping our girls safe in this digital world, and
girls and boys.
And boys, yes. Molly had a great example of how something that came up this week that could have gone really bad. Thankfully, it didn't. But I think we had some great conversations, some great resources come out of it. So we'll continue to hit that topic as we go forward. So,
all righty.
Thanks. Over and out.